Have you ever wondered if a PA can own their own practice? Well, you've come to the right video. Hi everyone, my name is Ali. I'm a first year physician assistant student here in Boston, and in this video I wanted to share with you guys if a PA is able to own their own practice. The short answer to that question is yes. Now you might be like, okay Ali, thank you for the information. I'm gonna click off this video and go open my own practice. Well, not so fast. In this video I want to talk about the roadblocks that PAs can face when they go to open their own practice, as well as towards the end of the video I will go over some of the experiences that I found from PAs that have owned their own practice, both good and bad, and I'll post it on the screen so you guys can read it along with me. Allow me to explain how this whole process would work. So in order for a PA to own their own practice, they do need a supervising physician, and you can hire a supervising physician, like you can employ them, or you can have partnership with a supervising physician. In a lot of states nowadays, the supervising physician does not actually need to be on site with the PA all the time. They just need to be available through the phone when the PA is seeing patients, which is awesome news for the PA profession and shows that we're moving in the right direction. Before I get into any more information, I do want to mention that I got all my information from the American Academy of PAs, or AAPA, which is the main organization that represents PAs throughout the US, and every single state has their own chapter. So like Massachusetts has Massachusetts Association of Physician Assistants, which is just the organization that kind of lays all the rules and regulations out for the PAs who practice in Massachusetts. If you're interested in any particular state, make sure to check out their chapter. A lot of business owners like to incorporate their business, which means that the business becomes its own entity. So if the business was to go bankrupt, or in terms of like taxes, it wouldn't have any impact on the individuals who own the business, like in terms of their personal assets. And that is very important to do. So various states have different requirements when it comes to incorporating a practice. Some states are clear that one or more PAs can form a professional corporation with only PAs, which is good. There are other states that require the practice to have at least one physician owner, and then there are still other states that are okay with the PAs owning their practice, but they limit the number of shares that the PA can own. Which moves me to my next point, which is hiring a physician, because as I mentioned, you need to have a supervising physician. When it comes to hiring a physician, each state also has different requirements. For example, in some states, only corporations that have at least one physician owner can employ a physician, whereas in other states requires that the practice is 100% physician owned in order to employ a physician. And then there are still other states that do not have any requirements around it, so a PA can employ a physician in those states without an issue. So the next thing that the PAs would encounter is payment issues. For example, Medicare allows PAs to own up to 99% of a corporation in order to bill services to Medicare, but a corporation owned entirely by PAs, so like 100% by PAs, cannot bill Medicare. And that 1% can be either a friend, a spouse, or a physician, depending on state law. And this brings me to my last point, which is buying into a practice. So a lot of the times when PAs are working for a physician in a private practice, they do get opportunity to have a part in the ownership of that practice. Like let's say your physician really likes you and they offer you an ownership role where you can own 15% of the practice. In those cases, you just have to look at all the legal side and weigh out the cons and the pros and decide based upon that. So these are just some of the issues that a PA in particular can encounter, but there's a lot more that goes into owning a practice. A successful practice requires a well-developed business plan, practice depending on the location of the practice, understanding all the business side of the things that go with it, understanding insurances, your electronic health record system that you're going to use, the medical equipment, hiring the staff needed. And there's a lot more that goes into owning a practice, so I did want to mention that at some point. However, owning a practice can be extremely rewarding. Some of the benefits include, you get to be your own boss, you get to kind of structure your practice around your beliefs, how you want to provide care, and there's no salary salary ceiling. So if you were to have a really successful practice, you can make a lot more money than, let's say, a PA who is employed by an organization would make. And also, if you're interested in the business side of things, I think it could be very rewarding. It's almost like having a plant or a baby. You know, you put in all this time and effort, and you know that all the time and effort is going into something that's going to benefit you in the long run. I want to end this video by reading some of the experiences of other PAs who have successfully owned a practice, or those who don't recommend it. So here we have Esterling PA, and they say, "My partner and I are both PAs here in Florida. We're in our 8th year of owning, operating, and expanding urgent care clinics. We currently have 4 clinics throughout Central Florida and are proud to announce that we have developed a model that works and can be duplicated. For this reason, we're now franchising our business, which will make the process easier for PAs who want to branch out into the wonderful world of ownership." And you know, that is something that's extremely encouraging. But on the same post, there is another practice owner who was a PA, and they say, their name is Ventana. They say, "Simply stated, it is not worth it. Docs are no longer in private practice, and small practices are a dying breed." And I did read a bunch more experiences that were very similar. Some people say it's really rewarding, whereas other people say that it was like the worst thing. I also found a video of this one practice owner talking about their experiences and advice, and kind of summarizing what it's like to own a practice as a PA. And I will definitely link that in the description, along with this forum that I found the people talking about their experience in. And I hope that was helpful. If you enjoyed this video, please consider liking and subscribing to my channel. And with that said, I will see you in the next video. Thank you. Bye.